Come the 1st of February, only one thing will be on everyone's mind, the union budget. It is the time of the year when we take a look at the country's finances and the state of our economy. Everyone is already talking about it. But what exactly is in it? In this video, we decode what's in the union budget. The budget is not one single document. It has various parts. On the 1st of February, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will present the budget in the Lok Sabha. In it, she will give details of the country's economy and the proposals for the next financial year. In part A of her speech, the Finance Minister will usually give us a detailed overview of the economic performance in the previous year and the current year. They will usually disclose the total funds raised and how the money was spent. In the part B of the Finance Minister's budget speech, watch out for the government's tax proposals for the upcoming financial year. This will have a direct bearing on your finances. The annual financial statement shows the estimated receipts and expenditure of the government for the coming financial year. It will also have the estimates for the previous year and the actuals for the year before that. A finance bill is a money bill as defined in the Article 110 of the Constitution. At the time of the presentation of the annual financial statement before the Parliament, a finance bill is also presented in fulfillment of the requirement of Article 110(1)(a). The Macroeconomic Framework Statement is a document that contains the assessment of the growth prospects of the economy. It also talks about the stability of the external sector of the Indian economy. The estimates of receipts are broken down in the receipt budget. The document has information of the tax and non-tax revenue receipts and capital receipts and explains the estimates. The government's tax policy is usually one of the most talked about parts of any budget. There are two types of taxes, direct taxes and indirect taxes. Direct taxes are directly paid by the person or the company on whom it is levied. Indirect tax is a type of tax that is passed on to another individual or an entity. Let's move on to another very important segment of the budget, the expenditure. The government usually prepares an expenditure portfolio in 3 different documents. The expenditure profile compiles data across all ministries and departments to sketch a profile of the government's financial performance. The demand for grants estimates the expenditure from the Consolidated Fund of India. Expenditure budget contains the estimates of the amount that should be allocated to different ministries and departments for their proper functioning in the financial year. Capital expenditure is super important. This expenditure helps in the creation of assets and helps reduce liabilities. It adds to the capital stock of the economy, increases the economic productivity through long-term development programs and welfare measures. Revenue expenditure are recurring in nature and are incurred in the normal functioning of the government. So now, we know where the money comes and where it goes. But how does the government keep track of it? This is where 3 funds, the Consolidated Fund of India, the Contingency Fund of India, and the Public Accounts of India come into play. Before we go, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is likely to talk about the overall economic health of the country in her budget speech. Here are some macroeconomic terms that are likely to find mention in the speech. A deficit means a shortfall. Look out for the fiscal deficit and the revenue deficit in the budget. Watch out for the inflation numbers that the government is likely to quote. Another important term that you have to watch out for is the GDP or the Gross Domestic Product. It is defined as the total value of all goods and services produced in a country at a specific point in time. Finally, look out for the term disinvestment, which means selling or liquidating assets.